The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to this evening's news. I am Rex Litter. In this edition, TAFE students join fight against prostate cancer. Duma provides hints about future plans for PNG Power. And Lachlan honored to lead Kumuls against I2. Students of the IEA College of TAFE in Port Moresby have launched an initiative to support the campaign on men's health, particularly prostate cancer. Called the Mous Grass campaign, funds raised from this drive will be donated to the Cancer Foundation of Papua New Guinea to help fight cancer in the country.
A day of fun and awareness was held today at the IEA College of TAFE to draw attention to men's health. The day featured sporting events included soccer and touch rugby and was officiated by the PNG Olympics Committee. Basic health checks were also conducted by the Paradise Private Hospital, while the Operation Open Heart team conducted heart checks. Food stalls were also set up with mini fun games. With the aim to raise funds, the raffle tickets were also drawn and a photo booth set. Although International Men's Day falls on the 19th of November, the students decided to open up the month-long awareness with the campaign. The students are dwelling on prostate cancer specifically and are aiming to provide an opportunity to promote discussions and actions that support men's physical and mental health, encourage positive role models, and advocate for more inclusive society.
It's a partnership with the Cancer Foundation and the IEA College of TAFE. So today we have students from the IEA College of TAFE here at Ella Beach who are currently doing assessments in their last semester here. So according to each different levels of qualifications, we have tied it into one big project. So this project is not only an assessment project, but it's also for a very good cause. It's a first of its kind.
We have a project team, and in the project team it consists of 91 people, and those 91 people come from different qualifications. We're sort of treating this like an actual job, like it's an actual project. So we have different sections and departments. So the accounting students are taking care of the finance side of this project, fundraising, all registrations and everything. Whereas we business and diploma students are taking care of the HR human resource part of this, where they did things like onboarding sessions, recruitments, interviews, and all that. For us in business, in Certificate 4, we are working on leading and facilitating teams.
PNG Cancer Foundation Programs Coordinator Deborah Stephen explained the partnership between PNG Cancer Foundation and the IEA College of TAFE.
Today is a collaboration between the IEA College of TAFE students, business students, and the Papua New Guinea Cancer Foundation. It's to commemorate the month of Mous Grass. So it's Mous Grass Men's Health Awareness. And that will happen right throughout the month of November. But when we proposed doing the event under the Mous Grass banner, they were even more excited to do it because they believe that men do need to get more informed about their health, and men's cancer is one of those silent killers in the country as well. So they decided that yes, we'll go with Mous Grass, and we're here today because they're going to actually make a donation. So this is their pledge in a way to support the foundation and its work.
The Mous Grass event successfully showcased the importance of men's health, and IEA School of TAFE aimed to commemorate such events to bring more awareness. Jasmine Irajak, TVWAN News.
Prostate cancer is one of the deadliest, yet a silent cancer, because there is no much talk on this. It is ranked as one of the top 5 cancer killers for men in PNG. PNG Cancer Foundation says there needs to be more push in the grassroots level to bring more awareness about men's health.
Prostate Cancer Month mainly focuses on encouraging male population care about prostate health and to take preventative measures to avoid any risk of prostate cancer and any conditions which could lead to prostate cancer in the future. Programs Coordinator for Cancer Foundation PNG, Deborah Stephen, highlighted PNG Cancer Foundation's key message about men and the breakage of taboo and stigma of men's health.
Our general messaging would be that of living a healthy lifestyle or making the healthy lifestyle choices. So it comes back to responsibility. So if men are responsible for their health, that means they would be proactive. So it's not waiting until we are sick or we have some signs showing and then we're concerned. It's about making the commitment to do a regular checkup. Even if it means checking your vitals, that's a good enough one step. It's closer to at least knowing your health status. That one. 2, so that's healthy lifestyle choices and getting checked regularly. We would also like to see more men talk, speak up. So even if it's not their personal journey or if they can just speak, we know that we have, men behind us. Especially with a campaign like the Mous Grass and in a country like PNG where there's so much taboo and stigma around just men's health or well-being. It's got to do with them thinking that they're stronger and so they're not sick, that kind of thing. That's what we are usually challenged with in the community.
Opinions were gathered from students about the need for prostate cancer awareness in schools.
So basically, prostate cancer is a serious sickness all around the world. Not many people, though it is a serious sickness, not many people talk about it or make mention about it in schools or in family gatherings and basically everywhere. So I am glad TAFE came up with this event in order to make awareness and raise funds in order to help those who really need help.
It is a great tragedy that is not talked about and is unfortunately mostly unaware of in our country due to the rugged terrain and lack of awareness given into the severe problem our country is facing. We started this event to promote the awareness that is currently not well informed to the public.
Prostate cancer is one of the top 5 cancer killers for men in PNG. And through events like the Mous Grass campaign, they hope to reach more boys and men to do a checkup, change their lifestyle, and start talking about prostate cancer. Jasmine Irajak, TVWAN News.
7 students from Sacred Heart Teachers College in Port Moresby have been arrested and charged by police for the alleged sexual penetration of a fellow female student in the early hours of Thursday, October 20th, 2024. Acting NTD Metropolitan Superintendent Mazuk Rabiang confirmed that the 7 students and 1 other man are now detained at the Boroko police cell for this alleged sexual assault. According to the police report, the incident occurred at a neighboring settlement where the alleged perpetrators were consuming alcohol. Rabiang said police alleged the 20-year-old victim was lured there by one of the alleged perpetrators and then attacked. PNG Power has always been a struggling state-owned enterprise, despite the government and development partners injecting money into this state institution. And as the government continues to make attempts to turn this institution around, State Enterprise Minister William Duma indicated the possibility of privatization.
During the presentation of a 100 million kina dividend to the state yesterday by Kumul Minerals Holdings Limited, State Enterprise Minister William Duma ran through the work of SOEs and how each of them was performing. While congratulating Kumul Minerals for this huge dividend payment, he also acknowledged the fact that many other SOEs were not performing to expectations.
Most of our SOEs are not doing very well, mainly due to a number of recent legacy issues, lack of investment, lack of payment of bills by the state as one of the biggest customers, and there are many other reasons, but we are slowly turning them around.
And he said the government was working to turn these institutions around, and one of them is PNG Power. He said while the option of privatizing is there, the government continues to invest in PNG Power in an attempt to resurrect it.
For those companies who are not doing that well, like PNG Power, it'll take a while for us to bring it really back to a situation where we can then decide whether to privatize it or not. But we just have to fix what we can fix first, rather than putting such a company like that on a fire sale where our people do not get the best price. When we put a company that's not performing through a fire sale, you do not get the best maximum price available. So that's one of the reasons why we are trying to put in our efforts to turn the company around.
Commenting on the standoff between PPL and DIRIO, Duma said the bills imposed on PPL by DIRIO needs to be verified.
In the power industry, an independent power producer, if it produces power, can only bill a company like PNG Power for the actual energy that's produced per kilowatt hour. Like the standard rate is you buy power at 11 cents per kilowatt hour or 32 per kilowatt hour. That's it. Everything else, your cost of production, your depreciation costs, capital recovery costs, all of those, that's your business, so you keep them yourself. But in the case of PNG Power and DIRIO, all of those costs of depreciation and capital recovery costs have been included in the invoice, together with the actual invoice for the actual power supplied and given to PNG Power. And that is not normal.
He said they're still in dialogue to reach an agreement, but will first verify the various areas of billing indicated in DIRIO's invoice to PPL. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The East New Britain provincial government will progress the process of awarding land titles to the rest of the resettled people of Rabaul district. Administrator Levi Mano gave the assurance to the rest of the resettled people of Rabaul district, now residing in the other 3 districts of Gazil, Kokopo and Pomio. Mano made this known when acknowledging the efforts of the National Lands Department over the past couple of months to ensure nearly 200 land titles were formalized and delivered to the people of the Talvat Sikut resettlement in Pomio district. He outlined that this is the final and an important part of the restoration program that was supposed to have been completed decades ago. This is TV1 News. 27 health staff retires and Unitech keen on acquiring colleagues. We'll have those stories and more when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Open nets.
Mama, you wait then. Let me add him special flavor. more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great Kumul too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. Retiring public servants under the Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority were urged to maintain healthy lifestyle as they leave the public service in retirement. 27 dedicated public servants were sent off in a small ceremony with the signing of deed of release this week at Kiburu Lodge near Mendi by PHA.
27 public servants in the Southern Highlands health sector, both clinical and non-clinical, signed their deed of release last week. This signing is a formal agreement between the officers and the Papua New Guinea Public Service and is in accordance with Public Service General Order No. 4. During the ceremony, Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority CEO Dr. Joseph Birisi expressed heartfelt gratitude for the years of dedicated service given by those retiring staff and also emphasized the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle post-retirement. The Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority Human Resource Management Team, under the leadership of PHA CEO Joseph Birisi, has over the past 8 years assisted retiring health staff secure funds for retirement. The first batch of aging officers were retired in 2017, and over the years the province has released over 248 staff, including the latest 27 who signed their deed of release recently. Birisi said Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority values the contributions made by retiring staff and holds them in high regard. Therefore, he says, the PHA helps to support them through this life-changing transition, and the deed of release is a vital part of this process, providing a framework for the dedicated officers to gracefully exit their role. He expressed the PHA's commitment to continuing this tradition of honoring and supporting retiring staff. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
In a proactive move to tackle rising cases of sudden cardiac arrest in Papua New Guinea, the National St. John Ambulance Service conducted a month-long campaign offering free CPR and AED awareness sessions to Port Moresby workplaces. Held from September 27th to October 29th as part of the Restart a Hard Day initiative, the campaign reached over 200 participants across 15 organizations and a corporate basketball competition equipping them with critical life-saving skills.
In a powerful push to make every second count during cardiac emergencies, hundreds of employees in Port Moresby have been imparted essential CPR skills. The sessions provided foundational training in cardiopulmonary resuscitation and automated external defibrillator use and crucial responses when someone experiences cardiac arrest and stops breathing. Cardiovascular disease has become a growing public health challenge in PNG, fueled by lifestyle factors like hypertension, diabetes, and obesity, making CPR skills more relevant than ever. Restart a Hard Day aims to encourage public familiarity with CPR and AEDs to prevent delays that can lead to fatal outcomes. Organizations participating in the sessions included PNG Chamber of Resources and Energy, NWTL Group, World Bank Group, Pacific Star Limited, National Maritime Safety Authority, Maristops PNG, BSB Capital, ANZ PNG, Consort Express Lines, Colony Group, NCSL, DT Global, and ABC Media Development Initiative. The National St. John Ambulance Service extended its thanks to the companies and individuals who joined the campaign, underscoring the importance of community readiness in medical emergencies and building widespread awareness of heart health across PNG. Jasmine Jack, TVWAN News.
The PNG University of Technology in Lae Morobe Province has once again voiced its interest in acquiring the rundown telecom college. Vice Chancellor Professor Ora Renagi is appealing to the government to consider the value of human capital that would be trained under the guidance of Unitech.
The Papua New Guinea University of Technology's vision is to educate and train Papua New Guineans, with the government planning to sell the neglected Telecom College in Lae Morobe Province. Unitech has once again voiced its interest.
First and foremost, objective of any family, every family wants their children to be educated. And this facility can be used for that purpose. So I'd like, the political leaders to make good decisions. What the public is expressing, that college is a state property, and therefore the state should make a decision on the matter. Telecom PNG is also a state company, and between the two, they should work out what is best for the country. I strongly believe what is best for the country is to use the facility as an educational institution, not to sell it.
This is not the first time. In 2022, the university management had expressed interest in acquiring the Telecom College facility through a submission made to the National Executive Council. The 36-page submission outlined Unitech's plan for acquisition and the training programs that would be delivered at the facility. Unitech's 2020 concept paper served as a precursor to the submission. The concept paper was submitted to the Department of National Planning and Monitoring, enabling the department to create a budget line for public investment program funding allocated specifically for renovations, which would pave way for the transfer. However, the request for the transfer of ownership from Telecom to Unitech failed, while Professor Renagi confirmed that Unitech still has 4 million kina from the PIP allocation. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The 21st National Canoe and Kundu Festival splashed to life in Alotau today, kicking off 3 days of vibrant cultural celebration from November 1st to 3rd, showcasing the rich maritime heritage of Papua New Guinea.
The 21st National Canoe and Kundu Festival began today in Alotau, reviving the vibrant pulse of Papua New Guinea's maritime heritage. Silas canoes from Lumolomo village in Basilaki Island made a grand entrance to kick off the festivities. These canoes were joined by adventurer Thor Jensen, reuniting with his longtime sailing companions, the John brothers, Sanakoli and Justin, after 7 years apart. Festival chairman Abona Tasman and his team ensured early arriving participants, including traditional dancers from Makamaka, were comfortably settled. Final preparations were completed yesterday at the lively NKKF village, which is now hosting onshore dance performances and an offshore canoe exhibition. Dance groups are staying in nearby villages like Ayoma, Rabe and Mutuyua to ease crowding at the main festival site. The festival grounds were a hive of activity yesterday as sponsors and workmen finalized displays, including the Trobriand Islands Yam House, which will feature public ritual performances for the first time. This year's festival promises an immersive experience with traditional string bands, dance and sailing exhibitions. Mr. Tasman, overseeing last-minute details, recently launched 2 new war canoes at Guavili village and welcomed VIPs including Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Balden Nama and the New Zealand High Commissioner. Milan Bay's rich maritime heritage is in full swing, promising a memorable cultural celebration for all from the 1st of November till the 3rd. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
And now the look at finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2533 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2458 US, $0.3707 Australian dollars, $0.2182 euro and 37.08 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copra, crude oil and copper closed higher, while gold, coffee, cocoa and palm oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news making headlines overseas when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's raise family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for minds. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Amber, you like it?
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Kumul Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Thanks for staying with us. The Bank of China is on the brink of gaining its first full foothold in the Pacific, with an application to set up a branch in Papua New Guinea's capital, Port Moresby, in the final stages of approval. The bank has first signed a memorandum of understanding with PNG government in 2019 and established a representative office in Port Moresby in June last year. ABC News reports that Prime Minister James Marape and his government have been eager to grant Bank of China a full commercial operating license, arguing it will bring major economic benefits to the country. The move is being watched closely by the Australian government, which is wary of how criminal groups and Chinese government would exploit the bank's presence in Port Moresby, particularly as the city prepares to open its first casino next year. Billionaire Elon Musk has failed to appear in a Philadelphia court where his $1 million election giveaway is being challenged.
This giveaway has caused a lot of controversy in the final stages of the election campaign. It's been run by Elon Musk's Political Action Committee, a fundraising body that was set up to help Donald Trump's election campaign. And it's been awarding $1 million per day. That's about $1.5 million Australian dollars to a registered voter in one of the 7 swing states that is likely to decide the election outcome. A number of election experts have raised concerns that this could violate federal law, which prohibits anyone from being paid to either register to vote or to cast a ballot. But what the district attorney here in Philadelphia, a Democrat, is trying to do is sue Elon Musk and the Political Action Committee, arguing that the scheme is in breach of Pennsylvania's lotteries and consumer protection laws. Now, Elon Musk was ordered to appear in court today. He failed to show. His lawyers argued that he's a very busy man, that he can't just materialise at such short notice. And that led to quite a colourful back and forth in the courtroom. Prosecutors scoffed at that argument. They said that we were talking about the world's richest person here. The judge intervened, said it wasn't like Elon Musk could just arrive in Philadelphia on one of his SpaceX rocket ships. That prompted prosecutors to quip that if anyone could get to Philadelphia on a rocket ship, it was Elon Musk. But the billionaire's lawyers want this case dealt with by a federal court, and the judge here effectively put this case on hold while that request is considered. We heard from a representative for the District Attorney's Office shortly after court wrapped. Now, in the meantime, this giveaway is continuing. Elon Musk says that $1 million will be awarded every day until Election Day next week.
The University of New South Wales's Kirby Institute has received its first single largest donation, nearly $26 million from United Kingdom-based company the Swire Group, to support cervical cancer screening and treatment in 7 Pacific countries. Cervical cancer is highly prevalent in the Pacific, where women are 14 times more likely to die from the disease than in Australia. It's the single largest cause of cancer-related death for Pacific women, so prevalent that one health expert says it impacts everyone that you speak to in the region. The Kirby Institute, which works to eliminate infectious diseases, will use it to help more than 130,000 women in Fiji, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga and Samoa. Patients are raising concerns about a lack of informed consent over the nation's most popular Osteoporosis drug. They say not enough of them are being adequately informed of side effects or complications when coming off the drug.
Margaret Ryan's had osteonecrosis of the jaw for 2 years, a painful condition that involves the death of bone cells due to decreased blood flow.
The pain will come on suddenly and it's so severe, all you want to do is go and lie down.
It's a side effect of the osteoporosis medication she was taking, but her specialist hadn't warned her. Osteoporosis reduces bone mass and density, making them fragile. Prolia, or denosumab, works by blocking cells that cause the bone loss. It's given by injection every 6 months, but a late or skip dose can make symptoms return, sometimes worse than before.
There is a small but significant risk of multiple spine fractures in patients who stop Prolia without any further preventative measures.
He co-authored a report finding most patients weren't offered those preventative measures. Some patients say it's an ongoing issue, and the advice gap means they weren't able to give informed consent.
We're just being told the side effects are rare, you can stop taking it any time. My mother is on it. If you don't take it, you will break a hip and die.
I think it's very important that anyone who prescribes or de-prescribes a drug for a patient has this conversation with them.
Patients want the regulator to add a black box warning to Prolia, something that's already happened in the US. But it and the drugs manufacturer Amgen say warnings are already listed on the product information leaflet. The RACGP insists Prolia is safe and effective and warns injury from osteoporosis can be deadly.
The political heat over free flight upgrades and lounge club membership has blown back onto the opposition today. Peter Dutton has clarified a claim he had never called the mining magnate Gina Rinehart to request access to her private jet. Mr. Dutton now admits his office did inquire about whether the plane was available before accepting a free ride. But the Prime Minister has also had to issue a clarification of his own.
The Minister hoped he'd reached the end of a turbulent week, but even after denying he'd ever called Alan Joyce seeking an upgrade, questions remained. The Prime Minister's office then confirming he didn't request free upgrades from anyone at Qantas via any form of communication.
We find out this morning that the Prime Minister's clarified the clarifying statement.
But delving into the Prime Minister's decade of declarations has opened a can of worms across the Parliament.
The Liberals have been holding themselves out to be pretty pure and pretty holier than thou, but then it turns out they've got problems.
2 years ago, Peter Dutton flew on billionaire Gina Rinehart's private jet to attend this Bali bombing memorial. It was declared, but on Tuesday came under question.
Have you ever personally asked Gina Rinehart to fly around Australia?
No.
Today,
the cheaper option for the taxpayer was for my office to speak to Mrs Rinehart's office as to whether the plane might be available.
And opposition transport spokesperson Bridget McKenzie first claimed she'd never accepted an upgrade, then admitted she'd received one. Now she's asked the major airlines to check if there's more. Parliamentarians across the chamber have long lists of declarations: free concert tickets, sporting games, travel and dinners. Part of the job? Perhaps, but also a window into who has their ear. Some are now questioning whether an independent examination of perks for politicians is needed, and possibly an overhaul of the rules.
This is TV1 News. Next in sports, Lamb adds into history books and Karawa embracing culture.
Rugby League is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumul's Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm community. You must not community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
We're ready to go.
Congress na fight tosol, paling manitay, na imi to baka pali gubla something bro yumi. So fight in a gubla something. All go along town, now all finding work, no got now come up Roscoe.
Money.
em stap lo ground lo Yumi. Na ino lo city taso. Yumi talk lo take back PNG. Em must start lo place. Yumi must plan na tintin lo future generation. But we cannot let our differences separate us.
Fight was finished!
Welcome back. After 6 long years of commitment, self-belief and dedication, the Gulf Comara Football Club will make the maiden Premier Soccer League Grand Final appearance on Saturday, 2nd November at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby. The Gulf Comara FC plays Hekari United in the Grand Final. Failing to feature in the biggest match of the season a dozen times, coupled with heartbreaks in the semi-finals, made Comara FC even more determined to reach Grand Final. The story of success this year is of courage, resilience, commitment, and to return to basics every time they fail. Following the semi-finals defeat to Hekari United last season, the Comara FC licked their wound to go one better. This season, they finally nailed it. The Gulf Comara FC head coach, David Awa, couldn't be prouder of the result and the journey so far. He said it took them 6 years of hard work to get to where they are today. He said his team deserve the right to play in the grand final because of their consistency. Awa added that the football club has recruited well during the off-season and their recruitment paid off, helping the club to its maiden grand final appearance. Commenting on the opposition, Awa said the Hekari United has been in the big stage and done it before, so it will be a good match. On the other hand, the Hekari United head coach Jerry Allen said although the Red Army are the defending champions, they will not take the first-timers Comara FC lightly. It's been quite an emotional week for Lee Leopards ace number 7 Lachlan Lem, following his appointment as Kumul's captain for week 3 of the Pacific Championships this Sunday. It was a surreal moment for young Lem, continuing the legacy of his Rabaul-born father Adrian, who captained the Kumuls on numerous occasions at the prime of his illustrious playing career.
The young playmaker gets the honor to lead the national team, the Kumuls, this weekend with fellow Super League star Rhys Martin out for family reasons. The 26-year-old, like father, like son, plays halfback and made his international debut in 2017. Since then, he's had 11 caps playing for the Kumuls on his CV. Lachlan was born in Sydney, but through his PNG heritage, he gets the honor to lead the Kumuls out in front of a parochial crowd on Sunday. Kumuls coach Jason Demetriou said it's probably the best piece of conversation he's had with the young halfback, if he was interested in captaining the country, and the rest was history. Demetriou said he was fortunate enough to play against his dad Lemmy plenty of time in England, and for his son to captain the country like his dad is never heard of. He said this has never been done before, where father and son captain at international level. It's unique and very special for both.
A little bit emotional, but I was very happy, very proud, and privileged to have that honour. It's not something I take very lightly, and obviously there's a little bit of history there with my family and that role, so very special for me to be able to do that.
Following the announcement and how his dad would react to getting such exciting news, Lachlan said his dad is an emotional guy when it comes to special moments like that.
He's an emotional guy. He was a bit of a sook, crying and stuff like that, but he was good. I think he's obviously wanted that for me for a long time, and with such a great skipper like Rhys, you never know when you're going to get an opportunity like that. So he was very happy and emotional and just proud.
Good news and even more special for young Lachlan, with Dad flying all the way from the UK to watch him on Sunday at the National Football Stadium, which he's very excited at. When asked about how he's handling the new role so far and how confident he is leading out the team on Sunday, this is what he had to say.
I'm training really well. I don't have to do too much. We've got a lot of good players in this team and you know, a lot of experience, and you know, we understand we're in a good position with that win over Fiji in the first game, but we can't take the Cooks lightly. We need to put in a good performance, and you know, I think a win guarantees us to go through, so we can't be going in hesitant or anything like that, because they're a quality side and they'll punish you if you get it wrong.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Lachlan and Adrian Lam will become just second father-son pair to captain a National Rugby League team since Goose and Rev Risman of Great Britain in the 1960s. It is not an easy feat to achieve, but any rugby league follower in the country would know this was coming. Breaking onto international scene, making his debut for PNG Kumuls in the 2017 Rugby League World Cup, young Lachlan Lam was always going to make a good captain. Thanks to withdrawal of Rhys Martin for Sunday's game due to personal reasons, leaving the captaincy role vacant. Lam was called into the role by coach Jason Demetrio, and it is a fitting tribute for his commitment and involvement with the team since 2017. What is even more interesting is that when Lam runs onto the pitch on Sunday, leading the Kumuls against Cook Islands I2, he will become just the second known father-son pair in the rugby league history to ever captain the National Rugby League team at the international level. Rugby league historian David Middleton told NRL.com that Adrian and Lachlan will become just the second known father-son pairing for a major rugby league nation to each captain the country, and it is the first in 60 years. Middleton said Lachlan and Adrian will join British pair Goose and Rev Risman in achieving the feat. Goose led Great Britain from 1936 to 1937, while Bev was the captain for 3 matches at the 1968 World Cup tournament in Australia. Adrian Lam is a household name in PNG Rugby League. He made his test debut for PNG in 1994 and went on to win 11 caps for Kumuls. In 1996, he captained the Kumuls for the first time, playing against Australia. He later led the Kumuls to the quarter-finals in the year 2000 Rugby League World Cup in the United Kingdom before lacing up the boots. 2 decades later, since Adrian Lam captained the Kumuls, son Lachlan will have the honour to lead the team when he ran into Santos National Football Stadium on Sunday, 3rd of November, against Cook Islands in the Pacific Bowl Championship. The name will be etched into rugby league history books. Rising PNG Orchids and Central Dabari's trailblazer Leila Karoa has been added to the 21-man playing squad in week 3 of the Pacific Championship against New Zealand fans. The young Simbulas had a breakthrough season with the Central Dabari's women's team, who were runners-up in the inaugural 2024 National Women's Rugby League competition, the Santos Cup. After having a first taste of international rugby league, playing for the PNG women PM's 13 against Australia last month, Leila is ready to take another big step forward, in her young rugby league career. She made her debut for the Orchids against Australia Belarus in week 1 of the Pacific Championships at Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane, being called up to join the big girls in the Orchids camp after PM's 13 was quite a whole new experience for her. Leila said it's been a challenge getting used to the senior girls in camp, but really embracing the moment. There was no better way to send off former Fiji Bati captain Kevin Lagani Naigama, where Saturday night's Pacific Bowl Championship game was his swan song. Bati trashed Cook Islands 56 points to 6 at the HFC Bank Stadium, Suva, last Saturday in the second round of the Pacific Bowl Championship.
35-year-old Fiji Bati captain Kevin Lagani Naigama indicated that His next plan was to spend quality time with his family and reflect back on his rugby league career. The Nambuna Koro Lomaiviti native represented Fiji in 3 Rugby League World Cup, captained 2, including the 2022 World Cup in England, where they lost to New Zealand 24-18 in the quarter-final. He earned 24 caps for the Bati. He also won 3 NRL Grand Finals and 2 Super League titles. He described the last 2 weeks' experience in Fiji as like no other. He said it's been an emotional one. Nangama said he is honored and privileged to represent his country. It was just so fitting to have his last game at home in Fiji. He applauded the team's performance. The Bati side is in a good position to win the Pacific Bowl Championship if the Cook Islands can beat Papua New Guinea Kumuls in Port Moresby this Sunday. Nangama has been playing in the Super League since 2019, went back to NRL in 2022 before he returned to the Super League for Huddersfield, where he played 52 matches since 2023. He was taken aback to see his family from Koro wearing t-shirts with his name and face printed on it. His 14-year career saw him play for the Newcastle Knights, the Penrith Panthers, the West Tigers, St. Helens and the Sydney Roosters, and more recently, the Huddersfield Giants. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Injured West Tigers centre and PNG international Justin Olam arrived in Port Moresby on Thursday this week on his way to Wapenamanda, where he'll be special guest to witness the Wapenamanda Rugby League Grand Final on Saturday. While transiting through Port Moresby, Olam said his coming is to support the young up-and-coming players, especially in Wapenamanda and Wabeg at the invitation of the Enga Sports Board. He'll only spend a couple of days in Enga before he flies back to Sydney on Tuesday in time for the West Tigers pre-season training. That wraps up the sports segment. Let's look at the weather forecast. Regional forecast: Southern, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Daru and Alatau, partly cloudy, mostly fine. Popondetta, cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley and Vanimu, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, partly cloudy with few showers. Kimbe and Buka, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Highlands, all centers, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas, sea slight with southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, sea slight to moderate with south to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea smooth with northwest to westerly winds of 5 to 10 knots. And Pacific Ocean, sea smooth with west to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal. And that ends the news tonight. From the news team, have a safe weekend. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.